Hi folks, Roly Platt here, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Harp Wah, give you a couple of tips on using it. One of the most common mistakes that I've seen people do when they first get it is I guess they look at the slot and think, okay, harmonica slot, you drop the harmonica down right onto the slot and then try and figure out how to hold it and play it. That's actually not what you want to do. I include little instructions with it, but if you're like me, you probably threw them out without reading it. But what we want to do is kind of suspend the harp over, hold it like you normally would, index finger and thumb, and just suspend it over exactly like you would if you thought of a Harp Wah as a kind of like a microphone. So we've got a bullet mic. You're not going to lay the harp down square across the mic, or you shouldn't. You want to create a little space in between. We do the same thing with this cup. So the handle goes, I put it underneath the first finger, and it kind of sits nicely over the slot already. And we just create a little bit of space. The harp can touch the cup. What I do, one of my little tricks is instead of sort of holding it square like this, is I angle it in to my palm that way. And that kind of tightens things up and gives me a little resting place for the harp against the front of the slot as well. And so that's, as far as holding it, that's pretty straightforward. But do not try and put the harp down into the slot all the way down, whether you have the handle of one or not. Tips on playing: you can just open and close, but that becomes a little monotonous after a while, I think. So, here's some other textures and things you can get sort of in between that. Is the cup itself will give you some resonant sound without doing anything with your other hand. You can hear that kind of honk that happens, certain notes more than others, because of the aluminum body on this. And you can play just open, and it sounds cool. It sounds a little different than your regular hand would be able to achieve. And then you can go from there as far as closing it off. So playing it open. So I'm still leaving it open a little bit. And I'm not opening and closing my hand, so now I've created another sort of tonal change. Very similar to types of things you would do with your hands. You're not always opening and closing your hand to do a wah sound. Sometimes you have it more closed, sometimes you have it more open, depending on what you're doing. Very much the same. And then, of course, you can do the open and close. And I put the heel of my hand there and use my palm, because that's the biggest area for closing. If you use your fingers, you get a lot of air loss. They all work, but I like to use my palm to really, when I do want to close it right off, I can. And I can kind of get a good feel with it this way as well. And I get the pivot that I would get with hand wahs as well. Anyway, a couple of tips that might help you get you in the right direction on it. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks.